If you liked my video entitled Fuck Bill Maher, you'll love this video because this is Fuck Bill Maher 2, Fuck Bill Harder, because once again I'm going to be attacking someone from the right, and also Bill Maher, well, because he's Bill fucking Maher and he says stupid shit. Without any further ado, let's get through this as quick as possible. Chances are I may have to break open my last Marley tea just to get through this fucking thing, but if I have to, I can go buy more. Anyway, the title of the piece from the Washington Times that talks about Bill Maher is Bill Maher, Christian faith is the purposeful suspension of critical thinking. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly, because it's not plain, general Christian faith that brings, suspension of critical thinking. It's the fundamental aspects of Christianity that brings a suspension to critical thinking. Because there are plenty of Christians out there who are more rational than Bill fucking Maher. Bill Maher is irrational himself, so him saying that a group of people lack critical thinking is fucking laughable. Just ask Bill Maher about his weird fatwa against, the biomedical fields and, vaccines. So, that's the first slap in Bill's stupid fucking face. The author is Philip Swartz, and I'll leave a link to it if you want to go read it for yourself. But let's get right to it, shall we? Well-known atheist Bill Maher clashed with the chairman of the Faith and Freedom Coalition, Ralph Reed, on his show Friday while discussing whether the Bible is the literal word of God. Considering I don't personally believe that God exists, therefore there can't be a literal word of God, So, faith, the purposeful suspension of critical thinking, the HBO Real-Time host said, giving his definition of the word. Again, that's not necessarily true because you have faith in a lot of things. You have faith that the plane you're riding in isn't going to crash. You have faith that your car will not fail in any way, whether it be an ignition system failure or your brakes. So, in that sense, faith is not the suspension of critical thinking because you can still critically think when having that kind of faith. And you can even critically think when you do have faith in some religion. It's when you become fundamental in your religion that you lose critical thinking. So, and as I've already said, Bill Maher lacks critical thinking on a lot of things. Because he's an Islamophobic piece of shit. He grilled Mr. Reed on several passages he said showed harmful behavior, if followed to the letter, including passages about women having premarital sex and needing to be stoned. Well, that is in the Bible, so... Mr. Reed pointed to Jesus' teachings that all people are sinful, and the well-known quote, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." I'm pretty sure I don't have any real big sin, so I think I should be able to cast the stone that I have at fucking pedophile priests. Because I've never fucked a kid, and my sin isn't as great as that, so fuck those pedophile priests. In fact, fuck them in prison. Teach them a lesson. But Mr. Maher questioned why Jesus needed to change Old Testament teachings. If the Bible is a perfect book written by a perfect guy, why is this part in there? He said, why did Jesus need to come along to correct his dad? That's a fair enough question. It's still coming from Bill Maher, though, so... you sort of have to question it a little bit. When you've convinced yourself that there is this place you're going to go, for which there is absolutely no evidence, it is just something people pulled right out of their ass, Ralph. I'm sure it is easier to lay your head on the pillow, Mr. Maher said. See, he's being a cunt, really, Mr. Reed said the TV host was being very selective in what parts of the Bible he was talking about. Okay, let's see. Leviticus, killing people who fuck animals, killing people who fucked people of the same gender, beating disobedient children, all of the passages on human sacrifice or animal sacrifice. So, he pointed to Old Testament dietary laws being changed in the New Testament as one example of God renewing his covenant with his people. You're not going to get to heaven by observing do's and don'ts and rules, Mr. Reed said. You're going to get to heaven by a personal relationship with God through his Son. Well, I guess then Jews are fucked, aren't they? Mr. Reed has written a new book, Awakening, which argues that many of America's problems are caused by a lack of faith. Really? So the pedophile priest problem is a result of lack of faith. All of the natural disasters are all caused by people's lacks of faith. All of the mass shootings that have happened are all a result of people lacking faith in God. God seems like a very vindictive douchebag when you put it in that light. Just saying. You don't have to have faith to be a good person, he said, but the fact is that in the overwhelming number of cases, it is something that leads to social behaviors that are more committed to other people. Oh yes, because Bill O'Reilly is so committed to other people. Rush Limbaugh committed to other people. Glenn Beck so committed to other people. Brian goddamn Fisher committed to other fucking people. Penny Young Nance committed to other people. Billy Graham's son committed to other people. Mother Teresa committed to other people. Well, she was committed to other people suffering, but she wasn't really committed to other people in the good sense. Mario Diaz committed to other people, apparently. Rand Paul, Paul Ryan, Shit Romney, George W. They all cared about other fucking people, didn't they? You can do those things without believing in magic, Mr. Maher retorted. Has a point. Doesn't make him any less of a douchebag. Mr. Reed pointed to the increasing debt and rising number of children born out of wedlock as problems facing the nation. That's not the problem. The problem of that is not having not enough religious hoodoo in the air. That's having to do with people not knowing how to use condoms and the pill, problems that you guys caused with the whole absence-only education bullshit, you guys spending mass amounts of money to fund wars that we don't need to fight. All I'm saying is that there are some things we have to get back in order, he said. I don't think you can do it by electing another politician. I don't think you can do it by passing another law. I think you need a moral and a cultural and a spiritual renewal. Yes, because that's worked for what? Uganda, Nigeria, Russia, fucking China, Thailand, Indonesia, South America in general. Mr. Maher commented that he did admire Mr. Reed's courage in being willing to come debate the Bible with an atheist on TV. I'm pretty sure it wasn't really much of a debate. He pretty much just probably shouted him down. Because that's sort of Bill Maher's fucking MO. And that's the end of the fucking piece, so. Craig says, Bill Maher is just another in a long line of pompous windbags. I agree with you. Mark VA 1, but he is the bearer of truth, which the religious never want to hear. Hoping here too. How can you say that what this idiot says is truth? Prove it. None of us will know the answer till we die. I choose to believe. It gives me peace of mind and a moral center this country now lacks, and Bill Maher is no prophet. So you don't have a moral compass because you're a good person, you have a moral compass because you're religious. Isn't that a wee bit fucking scary to anybody else? He has a moral center not because he, has a conscience, but because of religion and the fear that going to hell has. That's fucking scary to me. And he isn't a prophet because he's an atheist. Well, he's not a prophet in the sense of, saying prophetic things. He's a prophet as in making money, doing the wrong thing, but he knows nothing, neither do you. And to take his word as truth shows just how stupid and easily controlled you are. I agree with that. It must be terrible to be so pathetic and weak-minded to put your faith in someone like Maher. It must be really sad to be so weak-willed that you put your faith in someone who doesn't even fucking exist anymore. Even if God did exist, he doesn't exist in any capacity where he can communicate with people now. And even if you believe Jesus existed, he doesn't exist any fucking more, so he can't give you any moral guidance. His rules are outdated. Wombat 1951. Not truth, just his own belief system, which you can't prove any more than the Pope can prove what he believes in. VA Jake 321. So you say, he is totally irrelevant to those of us that pray to a higher power. Bruce Weinstein. You will inform us you are no vet, as in the VA of your handle? Bet Billary could punch you out with her pinky. 5'2". What's the point of your post, Bruce? That's a very fine question. That you believe in a cheesy moon and probably most any dingbat's theories. Don't reply. I'll only play with a fool one time, and this is yours. 5'2". You don't think the moon can on occasion look like cheese? Have you not ever seen the rabbit in the moon? How about the circles around it? Indicating moisture / maybe rain. Oh gosh. Then that's full moon on a clear dark night reflecting in the water of the lake. Looks like glistening diamonds. You should get out more and enjoy life. Nate. Wow, it would seem you have access to better drugs than I do. 5'2". Smoked a little pot back in the early 80s. That's where she ended. I don't need drugs to enjoy life. You should try that too. Nate, and let all this perfectly good elephant tranquilizer go to waste? That's crazy talk. 5'2". Okay, have it your way. Enjoy until you don't any longer. Nate, I'm still looking for a drug that's strong enough to make me believe there's an invisible man in the sky who watches me masturbate. Haven't found it yet. 5'2". Okay, well, you might have a few more issues than using drugs, Nate. Don't know what to tell you in dealing with this issue. 5'2". Not necessarily. He's successful and he does what he needs to do to stay successful. See Priestess. Of all the people who stir up trouble about religion, faith, and spirituality, he's the one I personally would like to tangle with just for the fun of it. I would love to do that too, because I fucking hate him. He's very, very smart, but so set in his own beliefs. He's not fucking smart. He's a willfully ignorant dickhead. It strikes me as easy to confuse him because he is so inflexible in his belief. I actually agree with that. Nothing screws up common sense like adherence to dogma. Any dogma. That's fair enough. 5'2". Perhaps. You'd be just the gal to put him in his place. I really couldn't tell you a thing about Bill Maher other than what I've read. I can think of a bazillion things I'd do before I spend any time at all watching him, like breathing or watching grass grow. Why not 202? The question is, how did Maher become successful? Because he was at least somewhat funny before? And people like a belligerent asshole? Just look at Rush Limbaugh. Singing filth will only take you so far, and that is Maher's only talent as I see it. So how did he become successful? A lot of younger fans who are fucking morons? Who said this guy's got what it takes him back to his play? Who and why? HBO. 5'2". I can't answer this. I've never watched Bill Maher. Anything I've read about him tells me I don't want to start. You're lucky that you've never actually seen him talk because... Oh, damn. That's just... You're fucking really lucky. You really are. Liberty, or Left Wing says, Bill never thinks and so believes everyone is as brain dead as him. Very true. He's like an anti-vaxxer fucktard and doesn't believe in, biomedical science and shit. It's fucking weird. And, doesn't believe in germ theory. Liberty News Post. Bill Maher only believes in making himself money. 100 years from now, we will still be believing in the Bible. That's not a good thing. And someone will be still be questioning it. Maher is irrelevant when it comes to actually uncovering the truth of the Bible. He is not interested in knowing the truth of the Bible, only offering up questions that appear to put the Bible in a bad light when you take things out of context. What's the proper context for being the shit out of a disobedient child, or God's condemnation of the entire human race because of two people disobeying him? What's the proper context for that? What's the proper context for killing every living thing except for, a family and, things on a boat for the sins of a few fucking people on the earth? What's the proper context for that? What's the proper context for Isaac almost getting killed by Abraham at the command of God? What's the proper context for God sending his only begotten son to die? What is the proper context for killing adulteresses and adulterers? What's the context for killing gay people? What is the context of killing gay people but not killing pedophiles? Or at least not bringing them to justice? What's the context of not having a rule against rape? Just asking. God damn it. There we go. So, Nate, Bill Maher only believes in making himself money. In this sense, the only difference between him and big religion is that Maher actually has to pay taxes. Left wing. Bill never thinks and so believes everyone is as brain dead as him. That's very true. As I said, I hate Bill Maher. He is, as I said, an anti-vaxxing fucktard who openly, praised that brain dead bitch, Jenny McCarthy, so... He also attacks creationists, even though he's weird and doesn't believe in germ theory and other weird shit. So, fuck Bill Maher. I hope he fucking dies of cancer. Weed ain't gonna save you from that, motherfucker. Weed is not gonna save you from that. Peace out, guys. Have a good day.